Another week, and Dratini on my wall is still dead. You can see its exoskeleton. It might just be time to bring back the green screen. Here's your Dratini, folks. I'm not editing that in. You can do that. But I'm going to go over my progress on Games Beat for the year of 2025. I have Ugly Gyarados telling you to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you don't want to face the wrath of Ugly Gyarados, subscribe. He's atrocious. So a little recap here. I started this process on the 19th of January. It's been 2 weeks now of this. And there are 5 games, soon to be 6, for the month of January, even though it's February, but I am going backwards a little bit. And most of it is Sonic, although I did sneak Sin and Punishment in there, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, we had a couple games beat last week. This was an interesting week, so I'll kind of talk and type. This is a talk and type sesh. But I got blessed with not only 1, but 2 days off in addition to the freaking weekend, baby. But I actually had a little more time because this is over 7 days. The 24th to the 31st would have been 7. So this is day 9, technically. And I only beat 1 game, but I'm going to just go over all of them. Oh, shoot, I want to delete my table. I'm going to go over each game in succession. This is riveting stuff, isn't it? Cool. I think I could just copy paste this stuff. Okay, cool. So let's start with Switch. On Switch, I was playing Persona 3 Portable. I definitely did not beat that, but I got a couple more hours in. I actually played it earlier in the week. So my memory's not as vivid of what happened, but I am on the second layer of Tartarus. In that respects, as I'm playing it, I'm getting real Etrian Odyssey kind of vibes with the dungeon crawling. And then the high school stuff, the social links, that appears to be where you get the most experience gained for your personas. But I don't know, I still like the grind. It is a slow grind, though, I have to say. It feels slower than OG Pokemon. So I'm 8 hours in. I'm going to refrain from saying too much more because I did want to do a video at about the 10-hour mark. 8 hours of play. Nice. On Xbox, I am playing BioShock Remastered, and I began it in the past 9 days. I thought it was shorter than it is, and it's not. it's quite long. I don't like looking up how long to beat if I don't have to. I assumed it was like a 5 or 6 hour game. It's not. It's about 12 hours, but I am a good halfway through. I'm on the 5th level of 8. So on my days off where I got blessed, the night that I didn't know I had the Lunar New Year off. Or I did, I just didn't know it was last week. And so that came as a nice surprise on Tuesday. And I played Tuesday night into Wednesday. And I was having a hell of a time. I actually had my noise canceling headphones on, and I was shocked. I was bio-shocked. It was kind of dark and scary. I wasn't expecting that. I actually continued to just play with the headphones off because it was a little jarring for me. But it's been a fun game. I do think that past like the first or second level, some of those other segments begin to drag a little bit. It begins to get a bit fetch questy, but it's still pretty epic. The things you do, I really do like the old timey kind of vibes for it. I do recommend play with the headphones on simply because you pick up these tapes as you're playing through the game, and you really can't hear them if you're just playing around the TV unless your speaker's blaring. And so I kind of missed some of that point. The guy who's talking to you on the radio the whole time, I'm not listening to him. I'm kind of just playing the game. It is really cool. It's like RPG mechanics, I guess, and tonics and all that. A little platonic. But I'm not done yet, so I'm going to refrain from further thought. So that does leave one game that I focused on. I am doing the 3-game method, 2 consoles, 1 handheld, and it was Mischief Makers, which is the game that I did beat this week. It's not to say I'll always beat one, but I don't know. Pretty cool regardless. I have never played this before. So this is actually the first game of the year that I beat that I've never played before. Or never finished. Actually, never. I did dabble a little bit before, but I was kind of confused as to what I was supposed to be doing. And it was a learning process, and over time, I did begin to figure it out. But this was a great game. As kind of a platformer puzzle fan, I just had a great time. So this is credits rolled, and that was on the 31st, 1/31/25. And I will do a standalone video for this one. I don't know if you picked up on it, but that is my process this year. Every game that I beat, I just do a kind of a themed video review on. So I would say next week you're probably looking forward to one for BioShock, and this week you're looking forward to one on Mischief Makers. And if I have another idea for a video, maybe I might do a beginner's guide video for this too. I figured that maybe there are people that are kind of confused by, how the gameplay systems work. It's a lot of shake and dashing, kind of jetpacking. She ate a lot of Taco Bell. I don't know if you could see it. But we can actually go ahead and add that to the stat pool for January games. Mischief Makers. And oddly enough, besides the Sonic stuff, of the N64 games that I played, they're both treasure games. I found that kind of hilarious. I should just go play Bangai-O now. Unfortunately, I don't have it. So I have played the DS one. But this was a blessed week for games and gaming. These titles are getting kind of old. I'm going to have to think of one. Blessed be thy games. And I'm going to keep Persona 3 on this list, although I think it's 8.5. I think I am kind of struggling with the fact that I've been playing shorter games on these 2 consoles, and N64 and Xbox, and Switch has been left as like my RPG machine, whereas I feel like I could knock out some quicker games on Switch too. So at one point I do want to kind of switch the RPG to one of these other consoles. I don't know if I want to drop Persona 3 per se, but I'm just saying, like, that might be good. Because BioShock ended up being pretty long, too. So I really do want, like, a shorter game, but I also don't want to look at how long to beat. I do have another kind of sub-quest here, which is my N64 collection. I've beaten most of the games in that collection, and I'd like to get that number as little as possible. There's a few I don't think I will, like my Japanese copy of Sheer and the Wanderer. I've already accepted, like, that's not getting beat, but I want to hold on to that. But there are still some games that I'm very curious about, and one of them is a homebrew, and I think that's what I'd like to focus on next. It's Banjo Dreamy. So I'm picking this because I'm kind of good on this platformer feel that I'm on. Like, I think it's just, they're easy to play. So I think that would be kind of a good focus. And I have another homebrew game on N64 that I like to dabble with some point, but for now, that I think is the best pick. I have played like half of that before. I don't know percentage wise, but I did play a good bit into Banjo Dreamy, and it was interesting, and I think it would make for a good video too. So, with that being said, that's for next week of games and gaming and games of 2025. This is my Majora T checkup. Thanks for watching. See you next time.